All right, let's dive in. Today, we are tackling one of the biggest puzzles in the entire digital world. Is it even possible to build a digital asset that isn't on a constant, gut-wrenching roller coaster ride? We're about to walk through a fascinating system that's designed to do exactly that. You know the story, right? It's the question that's all over the headlines in every crypto conversation. One day, an asset's value is shooting for the moon, and the very next, it's in a free fall. This wild volatility, it's the single biggest hurdle holding these assets back from mainstream use. So how do you even begin to fix that? How do you build something that's meant to last? Well, according to the SOV method, there is no single magic bullet. Nope. Instead, the answer is a system built on 4 different interlocking pillars. Each one is designed to fight instability from a completely different angle. Let's break down all 4.
First up, and you've got to understand, this is the absolute bedrock of the whole thing, creating value from genuine, real-world use. It's all about shifting the focus away from just hype and speculation and onto something you can actually point to, something tangible.
So, what does utility actually mean in this context? Well, it boils down to 3 core jobs. First, there's governance rights, using the asset to have a real say in how the system is run. Second, welfare access, so it acts like your key to getting services or benefits inside the ecosystem. And third, it's the tool for transferring value between different communities, or DAOs. See? These aren't just vague ideas, they are practical jobs that create a steady, consistent reason for people to want and use the asset. And this slide really just puts it all in perspective. On one side, you've got speculative demand. It's totally driven by hype, by emotion, by the whims of the market, which makes it incredibly unpredictable. But on the other side, you have utility demand. That creates predictable, sustainable support. Honestly, it's the difference between building your house on shifting sand versus building it on solid rock. Okay, so that's pillar number 1. But what happens when the market goes haywire anyway? That's where the second pillar comes in, the treasury. You can think of it as the system's built-in shock absorber. Now, this is not just some big pile of digital cash sitting in a vault somewhere. The source material is really clear about this. It's a diversified portfolio. And that's key. It means it's a strategic mix of different assets, all specifically chosen to act as a backstop, to provide stability right when the system needs it most. So how does this actually play out? Well, it's basically a fully automated defense system. The system first detects some kind of extreme market event. Instantly, an automatic trigger just kicks in. It starts deploying treasury assets to buy or sell whatever is needed to counteract the shock. And the result? The asset's purchasing power stays stable. It's a smart, super responsive shield. So we have value from real use, and we have an automated treasury. The third layer of stability is where things get really unique, because this one isn't about code, it's about people. I just want to pause on this for a second, because that is a really powerful statement. We're talking about handing the keys to monetary policy, something normally locked away in central banks, over to the actual community of users. It's a fundamentally democratic way of managing value. But, and this is super important to get, this is not a free-for-all. This power is reserved for what the source material calls extraordinary circumstances. It's a last resort, an emergency brake. So while the community can vote to tweak key system parameters, the whole process is designed so it doesn't disrupt normal day-to-day operations. Think of it as a strategic, human-led failsafe. All right, last but not least, we've arrived at the 4th pillar, building a wall to protect against outside economic threats. I mean, how does a digital asset protect its value when all the economies around it are battling inflation? The goal here is really simple and direct, to protect the real-world purchasing power of SOV. The idea is, if the cost of living is going up in the outside world, the value of your digital holdings shouldn't just melt away. This system is literally designed to fight back against that, automatically. And it pulls this off in 2 pretty clever ways. First, through that diversified treasury we just talked about, which can hold assets that are naturally resistant to inflation. And second, and this part is fascinating, it can make periodic value adjustments that are based on the actual cost of living for its citizens. So it directly ties the asset stability to the real economic lives of its users. So let's just pull this all together. It's not any one of these things working in a vacuum. It's the combination, the way they all work together. You've got the solid foundation of utility demand, the automated safety net, the treasury, the human oversight from democratic control, and that external shield of inflation protection. Together, they create the single, interwoven system that's all aimed at one thing: resilience, and genuine long-term stability. Which, of course, leaves us with a pretty huge question to think about. Is this unique blend of automated technology and direct democracy the blueprint for the future of money?